Your brain is often sold before you even realize you're shopping, its decisions hijacked by an invisible architecture of influence. Every light, every scent, every perfectly placed product is a deliberate whisper, bypassing your conscious guard and nudging you towards a purchase you never intended to make. This isn't just clever marketing, it's a sophisticated application of neuroscientific principles designed to exploit the very shortcuts your mind relies upon. It's not conscious. You perceive choice, but what if that choice was expertly engineered long before your hand reached for the cart? Today, we will peel back the veneer of consumer autonomy to reveal the profound impact of choice architecture and environmental priming on your most fundamental purchasing decisions. We'll explore how retailers weaponize your brain's inherent wiring, turning ordinary aisles into psychological battlegrounds for your wallet. Prepare to see the world through a new lens, one that exposes the hidden levers pulling at your impulses. The science begins with choice architecture, a concept that reveals how the presentation of options profoundly shapes our decisions, often without us ever knowing. Think of a supermarket aisle, a seemingly neutral space, yet every element, from the direction you walk to the height of the shelves, is meticulously choreographed. Consider the groundbreaking work by Brian Wansink, James Painter, and Jill North, 2005, published in the Journal of Consumer Research. Their studies demonstrated how subtle changes in the food environment could dramatically alter consumption patterns. In one famous experiment, moviegoers were given either medium or large containers of stale popcorn. Those with larger containers ate an average of 53% more popcorn, even when they didn't like it. The decision wasn't about taste or hunger, it was about the perceived norm dictated by the size of the container. The architecture of the serving vessel itself nudged them to consume more. Analogously, retail spaces are vast, intricate stages where every prop serves a purpose. Imagine walking into a store. The widest aisles, the brightest lighting, the most vibrant displays, these are all deliberately positioned. Products are grouped not just by category, but by psychological association. The placement of premium brands at eye level, for instance, isn't accidental. It capitalizes on our tendency to gravitate towards what's most easily accessible. Or consider the strategic placement of smaller, impulse items near the checkout counter. Those shiny candies, magazines, or travel-sized sanitizers. After navigating the overwhelming choices of the entire store, your cognitive resources are depleted, making you far more susceptible to these small, low-effort decisions. The architecture isn't just guiding your path, it's preloading your brain with specific impulses, making certain products seem not just desirable, but almost inevitable. This isn't about choice, it's about the illusion of it, a subtle manipulation that sets the stage for the next, even more powerful layer of influence. Now, let's accelerate into the high-octane realm of environmental priming, where subtle sensory cues bypass conscious thought entirely, triggering deep-seated associations that dictate behavior. Have you ever truly considered the pathway from seeing a product to placing it in your cart, only to wonder later why you bought it? This is where the brain's incredible efficiency, its reliance on shortcuts and automatic processing, becomes its greatest vulnerability. Pioneering research by John Bargh, Mark Chen, and Lara Burrows, 1996, from New York University, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, beautifully illustrates this. Their work showed that simply exposing individuals to words related to elderly, without any conscious awareness of the connection, caused them to walk more slowly afterward. Their behavior was primed by cues too subtle for conscious detection. Think about a store. Before you even consciously consider buying something, your brain is processing a torrent of environmental information. The scent of fresh-baked bread near the entrance of a grocery store isn't just pleasant, it primes feelings of comfort, home, and abundance, potentially making you more open to buying more food generally. The carefully curated playlist piped through the speakers, slow, mellow music can make you linger longer, increasing your potential for discovery and subsequent purchase, while upbeat tempos might encourage faster shopping but also more spontaneous buys. Consider the color palettes. Vibrant reds and oranges often evoke excitement and urgency, frequently used for sales or limited-time offers, while blues and greens can signal tranquility and trust for more considered purchases. Let's visualize a typical scenario. Before, you entered the store with a mental list of 3 items: milk, bread, and eggs. You felt entirely in control, confident in your rational mind. Now, after navigating the carefully designed choice architecture, after being immersed in the environmental priming, the soft lighting strategically highlighting a new line of gourmet cheeses, the subtle aroma of cinnamon from the bakery, the perfectly arranged display of seasonal fruits that visually screams freshness, your rational defenses are slowly being eroded. You pick up the milk, but then you see a special offer sign: 3 for the price of 2 on artisanal jams, conveniently placed right next to the bread. You hadn't planned on jam, but the price point, the subtle framing, the desire for perceived value triggers an automatic, almost primal response. Then, as you head towards the eggs, you walk past a vibrant display of exotic flowers. The bright colors, the fresh scent, triggers a positive emotional association, and suddenly, a bouquet you absolutely didn't need is in your cart. The idea of a purely rational consumer is a comforting myth, shattered by decades of behavioral research. Your brain, a master of efficiency, took a mental shortcut. It didn't engage in a lengthy cost-benefit analysis for the jam or the flowers. It responded to the environmental cues, the price framing, the visual appeal, and the feeling of reward that these cues generated, all below the threshold of conscious deliberation. You didn't choose to be manipulated. You were simply responding to your environment as your brain is wired to do. Understanding these invisible forces isn't about fostering paranoia, it's about reclaiming agency. Here are 3 specific ways you can apply this knowledge in your daily life to make more deliberate purchasing decisions. First, master the art of pre-commitment and defensive planning. Before you step into any retail environment, whether online or physical, create a detailed shopping list. This isn't just about remembering what you need, it's a powerful psychological tool. Stick to it rigorously. If an item isn't on the list, mentally challenge yourself. Is this a genuine need or is it a response to an environmental nudge? For instance, before entering a hardware store, list every single tool or material you require. If you spot a shiny new gadget not on your list, your pre-commitment helps you recognize it as an impulse trigger rather than a necessity. The expected outcome is a significant reduction in extraneous purchases and a sharper focus on your true intentions. Second, become an active detector of anchoring and decoy effects in pricing. Retailers frequently place a much higher-priced item adjacent to the product they actually want you to buy. That exorbitantly priced jacket in a clothing store might not be intended for sale. Its purpose is to make the slightly less expensive but still profitable jacket next to it seem like a reasonable bargain. Or consider a restaurant menu. A very expensive steak makes the chicken dish appear moderately priced in comparison. Train your eye to spot these anchors. When you see 3 versions of a product, good, better, best, and the best option is disproportionately expensive, recognize that it might be a decoy designed to push you towards the better option, which is still likely higher margin. The method here is conscious comparison, always asking, what is this price being compared against, and is that comparison fair? The outcome is discerning true value from perceived value, saving you money and mental energy. Third, create intentional friction between impulse and purchase. Our brains love immediacy. Retailers exploit this by making transactions frictionless. To counteract this, introduce a deliberate pause. If you feel an impulse buy bubbling up, don't immediately add it to your cart or take it to the register. Instead, physically walk away from the item. If online, close the tab. If in a physical store, walk to a different aisle or even step outside for a moment. This brief interruption gives your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, a chance to catch up with the emotional, reactive part. For example, if you see a new gadget you suddenly must have, tell yourself you'll wait 24 hours before buying it. Often, the intense desire fades once the environmental priming is removed. Consider that impulse purchase from last week. Would you still have bought it if you'd waited just one day? This method transforms a reactive decision into a reflective one, leading to far fewer regrettable purchases and a greater sense of control over your spending habits. Understanding the buying brain hack fundamentally alters your perception of human free will and decision-making. You are no longer merely a consumer making choices. You are a complex biological system, exquisitely attuned and susceptible to the subtle forces of your environment. This realization extends far beyond shopping aisles. It teaches you that others, just like you, are constantly influenced by forces they may not even perceive. It fosters a deeper empathy for seemingly irrational behavior, recognizing that many actions are the end result of an intricate dance between internal predispositions and external cues. You begin to appreciate the profound power of context, seeing it not as a backdrop, but as an active participant in shaping thoughts, feelings, and actions. This isn't about losing your sense of self. It's about gaining a more nuanced, scientifically informed understanding of the self and the intricate, often beautiful mechanisms that drive all of us. You now carry a powerful lens through which to decode the hidden influences that shape not just what we buy, but who we are in every moment. This is just one crack in the code of the mind. There are so many more layers to peel back, so many more astonishing truths awaiting discovery. The next step is to peel back another layer of the mind and expose the subtle ways your identity is shaped by the silent forces around you. The next step is to peel back another layer of the mind and expose the subtle ways your identity is shaped by the silent forces around you. The next step is to peel back another layer of the mind and expose the subtle